Hello. I'm really not sure if this is working. Hold on. Is it working? There I am. Hello. Hello. Hello, Homeschool Scopes. How are you today? There's my ceiling. All right, so... Oh, look, all these people coming in. Hello, Captain Kirk 7. Happy first day on Periscope. That's my ceiling. Did you know they still make ceilings like that? I usually do a much better job setting this up. Also, this right here, like Happy Naked Tuesday, as my daughter's YouTubers would say. Sadness. I did put lip gloss on, but like the rest of this is... Hi, Laura! Wait, is it Laura? Because... you have a UA after. Might be fancy. I was scrubbing my bathroom and I was like, Anna's doing homeschool happy hour. Must go. And then I was like, well, I gotta get my scope done. And hi, Miss Laura. And I was like, okay, we're just gonna... Here I am. Ta-da! And when I put it up on YouTube, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. Oh, speaking of YouTube. So... I can't get any of my Periscopes, my old Periscopes, onto YouTube. I can't do it. It doesn't work. And all the Periscopes I've been doing with it this way, yeah, when I put them up on YouTube, they literally are this way. Hi, world. How are you? What? I'm so inept. So, we're trying it a different way, and we'll see if it's still upside down. You like this? Is this fantastic? My calic right here. I have a bobby pin to hold it in place, and it's not doing any good. Can I watch TV after the kitchen is done? Yes. That was my daughter. I have no door. So I heard Anna having all these things, and I have to tell you guys what happened today, but first I have to tell you who I am. Are you ready? Here it goes. My name is Brandy Jones, and I am a homeschool mom to 6 children, ranging in age from 5 to 17, one of which is a special needs student. Yes, I homeschool all of them, including the high schoolers and the preschooler, who is very soon to be a kindergartner. My poor heart. And if you are a troll, I welcome you to come into my scope. However, please keep it appropriate. Otherwise, all the homeschool moms out there have been informed that they can block from wherever they are. Please, if you're driving, don't block. Let someone else do that. Elena, I'm talking to you. But I also am Blocktastic Ninja. If you're inappropriate, you're not welcome on this scope. This is part of homeschoolscopestv.com. We have a Facebook group. Please join us if you are a homeschool mom. If you're a homeschool dad, feel free to watch and comment, but this group is not really for you. We do have resources for you if you're interested. Thank you very much. Shall we get into the topic? Today I am talking to you, now about to be a little bit slower, now that we got that out of the way, about tips for teaching boys. Because I used to teach boys, mostly. I had a classroom once of 80% boys, and I took quite a few classes on how to handle it because teaching boys is vastly different from teaching girls. And I know a lot of homeschool parents out there can't figure out why it's so hard to get the group lessons to work when they have boys and girls or just boys. So I thought I would share some tips today. How are you guys out there? Are you having a good day? I hope so. I am hoping this won't take too long now that I've done that. Wanted to talk briefly about something that Anna said. She talked about the perfect homeschool. And I know a lot of you struggle now that you're looking at curriculums, getting ready for your year, things like that. And I just wanted to reiterate what she said, that there is no perfect homeschool, that it is actually a myth, and that I really can't get over this hair today. It's distractingly bad. That when you learn to trade your expectations for appreciation, you will then find great joy in all the little nuances that you and your children have. One of the things that we do, I find moms especially, is we are totally fine with our expectations for our children, but we will have absolutely ludicrous expectations for ourselves. Did you hear that? So, as you journey into this homeschool year, may I suggest to you that you start appreciating everything that you're doing. Nobody else is really going to. Just gonna take a sip of water and let that sink in for a minute. Nobody else is really going to. The small things that you do are very important, and you're going to do them every day. all day long. Please start appreciating what you do and stop expecting yourself to get everything finished. That said, she also talked briefly about goals, and I wanted to suggest when you're looking at curriculum, one of the things that I do is I teach classical and full mastery, and the reason I do that is because when I looked at the goals, I needed a year-long goal, not a day-to-day weekly goal. So, oh, look, that guy. He was nice, but not appropriate. For me, a year-long goal, or in classical, it's a 4-year goal plan, was a lot easier to look at than a daily or a weekly goal. So when you're looking at your goals, follow what Anna said. If you're a planner, do that. And if you're not, do not compare yourself to planners. Don't do it. You just mess yourself up. So now I want to get into the tips for boys. And I think I have like 5. Hopefully, if I can remember all of them. I did not write my notes down. So here we go. The first one is boys have testosterone spikes. Okay? If you're an educator, like outside of the home educator professional type. Oh, you're so funny. This guy, he needs help. The trolls are out, y'all. Just saying. They have testosterone spikes. This is a legitimate scientific thing. Young boys 10 and under tend to have them legitimately every 20 minutes. Preschoolers, it can be every 20 minutes for like 3 hours straight and then have like 3 hours off and then it'll start again. What you want to do is you just want to watch your boys. Watch for fidgeting, watch for anger issues, watch for frustration, what looks like stress, or if they kind of glaze over. Like if your boys are the kind that when they get stressed, they just kind of go, or they start going, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, or that will probably be right before a testosterone spike. Okay? At that point, you want them to go outside, even in the winter. Or design something for them to be active, legitimately active, and it only has to be about 10 minutes. Build in like, okay, now you've done this activity, go do 20 jumping jacks, count them out, don't worry about if they're right or not. Jump up and down, do head, shoulders, knees, and toes as fast as you can. Something for 10 and under that works for your kids. I really suggest that you do something physical, not just because that's what I've been taught, but because boys also really, 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 that gets their brains working a lot. I know, when I learned this, I was like, why does this not in like some sort of manual given to parents of boys when the baby is born? Like, hello? Because it starts around 2. Hello? What? And like a momentous, intense 3-year-old? How come I didn't know this? Whatever. After 10, testosterone spikes still happen, but it is approximately 5. Okay, I'm not completely sure. I didn't check first, but what I remember is hearing 5 to 8 times a day during waking hours. So from 8 to 8 at night, your child will get hungry. They will. Elena's out there going, yes, spikes. Happens. It's true. It's a true thing. But if you can manipulate it, it makes a whole difference in your day. So the teenagers ones are usually what you'll see is they'll get kind of tired and sluggy, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm really hungry. Oh, what's happening? And they just need to go for a walk. Like, go for a walk, go do push-ups, get one of those bars you can put in your house, invest in a jump rope. You got a jump rope and some space, put on Eye of the Tiger and get them rocky jumping. You know what I mean? You have stairs, just say, hey, I need you to do 20 times up and down the stairs. Your son gets extremely aggressive. That is a huge deal. Also, if you have like an autistic testosterone spike often involves aggression. You just push yours out the door because he has a pull-up bar. That's right. Bye-bye. Go work out. Free weights, you can get, I got free weights at Target for less than $10. I got the heaviest ones were like 8 pounds. And I just tell him, like, go stand outside and just lift these up and down. I don't care how you do it. Come back in. Here's a timer for 5 minutes. Yours is ADHD and has the aggression too. This is seen to be a thing. I have heard of Down syndrome boys having the same thing as teenagers, and then it goes away. They get oddly aggressive. That can also happen with transitions, often happen with testosterone spikes, will be at the same time. That's like a deadly combination. Second is if they do not have enough protein. So second tip for boys is boys need a different kind of fat and protein content in their diet. If you've ever heard people from the South, because I'm originally like from the South, but my family's from the South. People from the South will say, oh, my guy, he's a steak and potatoes kind of guy. And women are like, y'all, I hear what you are saying. It's a thing. Guys need more protein than women. Unless the woman is built like me and she's like working out and trying to build up muscle and things like that. But let's be honest, this is not normal. Boys need a higher fat content in their diet. Now, a lot of you out there are going like, my kids need to eat more vegetables, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if they're having trouble focusing, if they're not sleeping properly, and this applies to all ages of boy. You like women that resemble Skeletor from He-Man. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're on my scope with that because it's the right one. I don't have to dress up for Halloween. I just put on the bone costume. If you ate what your son ate, it would not be good for your hips. Okay, this is true. But I always had to get, yeah, he is skinny as a rail. That's just how, isn't it obnoxious? I know. I feel you. I mean, I am too, but I get it. So the higher fat milk, a lot of people are like, that's horrible for you. No, it's good for kids' brains. Honest to goodness. It's the quickest way to get a high protein, high fat into them. But research it. Find whatever would work for your diet. Especially if your kid has allergies, make sure you're getting them enough protein. So tip number 1, find the testosterone spikes and work with it. Tip number 2, check their diet for seriously high protein. The boys, especially teenagers, they really, really need a lot more protein than girls do. Girls need a different thing in their diet. Nutritionists everywhere say this. Google is your friend. This isn't my information. 3, especially for teenagers, please sleep. They have to sleep. Teenagers sleep differently than younger boys, but boys often need more sleep than girls until they're adults. Adult women actually need more sleep than adult men. There's all kinds of studies out on this recently, all kinds of different reasons as to why. National Geographic did a great article, I think in 2016, about brains and teenagers and blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure you can find it online. But the sleep thing is hugely important. Right, let them sleep. My 3-year-old son is being a picky eater, and with that you have a hard time getting him to go to sleep. And you like lamb's tongue stew with garbanzo beans? Oh my gosh, that actually sounds fantastic. So there are other ways to get them to go to sleep if they won't eat properly. But is it just he won't sleep because he doesn't feel full? Or are there other factors at work? Like, for example, is he still amped up? Does this, because when you eat, all the blood rushes to your stomach, right? So it makes you feel like more sluggish. Are there other bedtime routine things that aren't happening that could help him calm down? Picky eaters are very difficult. There's all the homeschool moms out there are going like this, like emphatically wishing they could tell you that's the case. So the sleep thing is huge for teenagers because their sleep patterns change and you really want them to keep on the schedule of like normal people. They're not going to be on the schedule of normal people. That's just, they don't thrive that way. If you can accommodate to some degree to make sure that they are sleeping, get your kids on a sleep schedule when they're little, boys especially. Girls can adapt better for some reason. Marines have learned this. Elena's like, I found this out. But boys, starting from age 2 and up, if you can get them on a consistent sleep schedule, they do so much better. Okay, so that's 3 tips. You're trying everything, but he always has energy no matter what time of day it is. Your 16-year-old son totally has a different sleep schedule, and you just roll with it because you know how to win the war and not fight the battle. It's really weird, though, when you start having to deal with when your teenager's sleep schedules switch up. You're like, okay, so 2 days ago you were up at 6, and all of a sudden you want to sleep till 11. I'm so confused. He has so much energy during the day. That's really interesting. I would like to think on that one because I bet I could come up with some things, but I'm not really in that headspace right now. He won't be functional if you try to get him up to wake up earlier. It's true. They just don't. It's weird though, right? But that's completely true. So that's 3 tips. 4, especially for little ones. Especially for little ones. So I'm talking to you new moms out there, not new moms with babies, new homeschool moms, people that are just getting out on a curriculum, just starting to figure out what they want to do. Let your boys stand up. Let them stand up. Let them sit on a bouncy ball. Let them put their pencil down and walk around the table 8 times and then sit back down. Boys function better not being required to sit at a table. Okay, so we've all been trained that like to do work, you sit down and you hold the pencil like this and you type like this and you do the thing at the desk, and it's not like that anymore. I mean, people are getting yoga balls in their offices, and you know, working from home is a new thing, and people are sitting in their beds with their laptops. It's a different world. Boys' brains do not work the way traditional schools have you sit at desks. Tons of research on this as well. And you don't have to have an ADHD kid for this. You don't have to have like a kid with an issue. The younger the boy, the less they are going to be able to sit at a table and do work. So my suggestion, my tip is your son wants the bicycle desk. I love the idea of that. Can I just tell you? Mostly because I want to multitask. I want to like not need a gym and get the work done, right? So you've subbed in classrooms where the kids get time on special wobbly chairs, and that's great. I've seen the wobbly chairs. They freak me out a little bit, but I think they're very cool. I love the way that the mainstream is starting to accept a lot of these ideas, but we still, as homeschool moms, especially in this country and in Canada, we still have that in our brain that kids need to be able to do certain things that a classroom would require. You keep expecting a kid to fall down, but they never do. I would completely expect a kid to fall down. I'm not even kidding. I'd be like, any minute now. I might actually get distracted because you've seen me on here. I'd be like, is he falling? Are they falling yet? Are they falling? Yours will do a lesson and then go outside for about 30 minutes. That seems about accurate. And that you have experience in homeschooling, so that makes sense. Mine can sit for longer periods of time only because like I've trained them to do that, because they have environments they go into where they have to be for a slightly longer period of time. But because I live in Southern California, I send my kids outside all the time. Like all the time. People that have weather, you can't always do that. You can. I mean, let's be honest. It's not always dangerous for them to go outside like in the rain or in the snow, and it actually amps up your brain. But parents don't want to. It makes a mess. It's like a problem. What if they actually froze? I mean, come on. So build it into your homeschool to figure out a break that works for you, that doesn't have them all up in your face that time, especially for boys. But boys don't have to sit to do it. That's like a thing. Hi, Lovey. Do you want to come and say hi? I have somebody who wants to come. Here, you got to climb up here. Climb up and say hi. You got to climb up. They can't see you. Up on my shoulder. Hi. Say hi. There's Miss Hanni. She's in her witch outfit today.
Who is it?
That's just Periscope. Say hi, Periscope.
Hi.
All right. Go on down. I'm almost done.
Mom.
Yeah.
I was on ABC Mouse and I got my present was a swing sled.
High five. Good job. Okay, go finish your stuff.
And I'm on a...
Huh?
Do you know where I can find
I do not know where you can find a mirror. Here's another one.
Hi.
Speaking of boys. Right?
What?
What's one thing you really like to do in school? Like that is a good thing for boys to be able to do?
Well, I like language arts.
But you don't like social studies?
No, I don't.
What about reading?
I like that too. Because then I can be an author.
You like to read outside?
Sometimes.
Or inside? Which is better? On your bed, on the couch, or outside?
A couch outside.
A couch outside. We don't have a couch outside.
Yeah, but it's better.
All right, I'm going to get off here in a minute. I have one more tip. Can you get her out of my closet, please? I have one more tip, and that is this. Boys, you were teaching homeschool French last year. Half the kids would stand while working at the table. Boys and girls standing, because I have noticed that my tomboy girls, even when I was teaching class like 8 and 10 years ago when I was teaching this school, that my tomboy girls that had higher testosterone levels really did enjoy standing. Yes, mostly boys do that, and they just naturally do that once they know they're allowed. That's how mine are. So, my last tip that I can remember right now, I'm going to get off here and be like, I meant to say this, I meant to say that, is, what is it? I got distracted. Shoot. Okay, give me a second because I'll remember. Oh, okay, so everybody knows about auditory, visual learning, all the different kinds of learning. Boys really, really do well with visual learning a lot of times. So, when you are thinking about your boys, be honest with yourself that online work can work exceptionally well for boys. You just have to be honest about it. Men come home and turn the TV on because they relax that way. Women do not do this. As moms, everyone out there goes, no, red flag, I don't want that. Here's the thing. If you want your child to absorb things without stress, take the time, not yours, yes. It's a generalization, clearly. But take the time to realize if your boys, whether they're little or not, this applies to girls too, let's be honest. If your boys are the kind that would feed into their brain easily and with less stress, doing something visually through lessons on a computer or online classes or documentaries or things like that, do not force them to not do that. Does that make sense? It's kind of a double negative. So if my teenage son has an algebra problem and he can't visually figure it out just from the textbook, hello Moscow, how are you? So, but if I draw it on the whiteboard and I have him draw it out and then I visually have, like, I don't know if we're doing fractions, I have food involved or, or dominoes involved or something, he gets that. Don't fight against it. Don't tell yourself that you can't have that tech involved with your son because you don't have it involved with your daughter. Like, look, this only applies if you look at your kid and you say, which way are they going to go? Okay, my older son is going to get a huge amount more off a documentary, a scientific documentary, than he is from a textbook about science. That's just how he learns. So pay attention to that with your child. You can figure it out between the ages of 3 and 6. You can also figure out if they're smart enough to finagle out of it. So be real careful with that, because you can't just leave them. You have to monitor it. Okay, let's just be honest. Anyway, those are my 5 tips. I have a ton more, and so I will be trying to share those. I do have, I didn't finish last week my teen tips. Like, my life exploded here at the house. I can't even, we went to the fair on Thursday. The Ventura County Fair is fantastic, but it's an all-day thing, and I can't scope on my phone out in the world. Like, my phone's just old and sad, and I can't do that, which is a shame. Why do you greet someone? Always ask how you are. It's so manipulative. Oh. I do it because I'm interested in how people are. It's interesting you think that's manipulative, because generally, I also have a conversation about how they are. So I guess it is because I'm interested in people, and so I enjoy that discussion, but I don't know. I never thought of greeting someone as manipulative. I love how you deal with trolls. Well, it is an interesting question, though, don't you think? Like, people often will say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And if you're like most of us don't say, "I'm really tired today," or, "Yeah, I have had the weirdest day. Do you know my bedroom door fell off today? I don't even know how to deal with that, but." So now I'm periscoping with like no bedroom door, and what is that, right? Like, we don't do that. We say, "Oh, thank you so much." In Russia, there is no such thing. But see, that's totally a culture thing. Hi, there she is. I see you there. You'll have to watch the replay because I'm going to get off in a couple minutes after I'm done with this weird discussion that was just handed to me. But it is a cultural thing. In Italy, they don't have any trouble saying like, and in Spain too, when I lived in Spain, they had no trouble with like, "I'm tired" or "I'm fantastic." And there was no issue with like, "I'm having a fantastic day. How is yours?" I'm on my way to church, like, or "I just ate the best food." Like, there was no issue with that. But here, where I live anyway, if you start to say how you really are, people just like tune out. They don't actually care most of the time. So it's a valid point. Troll makes a point. I don't really do it because I'm not interested. Honest to goodness, I'm the kind of person that if I'm not interested, I don't ask. Isn't that, I guess that makes me a bad person. I'm just not PC. Like, I'm not. Like, if I don't like you, I generally just won't associate with you or talk to you. But I'm incredibly loyal. Like, if I do like you, I'm the kind that will tell you, like, those shoes, you should not wear them. That dress, not a good choice. But I'm also the kind that will walk up to, like, a random guy. I should clarify. Like, I'm not the kind to, like, hit on people. But I've been known to walk up to people, and boys and girls, and be like, "You have incredibly beautiful eyes. I just need you to know that." Random. Just, "Hi. Have you met me?" Anyway, troll makes an interesting point. There's my tips for boys. To recap on this incredibly long scope, perfect homeschool is a myth. You're not going to have a perfect homeschool. I do get curriculum done in the years, but I have been doing this for like a decade, and it took me a little while to figure out what we needed. I've tried a lot of different things, and it can be really stressful if you have expectations and get in here because you're just standing there. He's just standing there. If you have expectations and no appreciation, you have to appreciate everything that you do. You have to appreciate the small things that your kids do. I do agree with Anna from Homeschool Happy Hour today. Go back, watch her replay. Goals are important, but they're not the end of everything. So be aware of that. And lastly, my 5 tips for boys. Let's see. Testosterone spikes, exercise, check the food, check the sleep, stand for work, get outside as much as possible. Yeah. We have dance parties. I encourage singing all the time. I know you can't get in here because I'm on my chair. It's like awkward.
I'll stand like this.
Any tips for how to school boys? Anything that is particular to you? Playtime. Allowing them to play. He's 10, and I still will just allow him to play. Just go play. Right? And if he's doing something really creative, watch, don't hit that. It'll make the thing. If he's doing something really creative, even if it doesn't work with my day, and he wants to do it, I'll just let him, because we homeschool. They will thrive. They will learn everything they need to in their life, even if it's not from me.
But also remember that there is a line between letting them play and letting them play to no end.
That's true. That is true, because you do have responsibilities that you have to get done. But you're really good about transitions. If I'm like, okay, I'll give you another 5 minutes, and then can you come and do this work, or then you need to do handwriting, that's like a real thing. Right? There you go. Say thank you and goodbye.
Thank you and goodbye.
Have a great day, guys. I hope that you find beauty in everything that you do today and in your boys. And if you have any tips, let me know what they are. I'd love to know what they are. I'm going to try to get this on my YouTube channel. We'll see if I can. Thank you for spending time with me today. I appreciate you and this crazy, long, insane scope. Yes, I see
Someone's
that.
saying wait.
Bye, Elena. I hope you get to your place safe. And somebody said wait. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to. We're going to wait for like another few seconds.
Okay.
We're waiting. Superman is trash!
Is that a troll?
It's totally a troll. Never mind.
troll.
One more chance says, never mind. Superman is trash. Here's the thing. You're allowed to think whatever you want because Wonder Woman. Saudi Arabia. Hi,
Yay!
Saudi Arabia in the
Hi,
house.
Hi, Saudi Arabia.
It's kind of awesome.
It's in the Middle East, right?
Mm-hmm. Dirty. Very hot. Fresno. Hey,
What's up,
is it
Fresno?
hot in Fresno right now? Because, yeah. We were just looking at houses in Bakersfield. Bye, love. Yes, I do homeschool. Yes, it's hot in Fresno. You poor thing. I feel bad. Hot and dry. Yes, I homeschool. I'm in a group called Homeschool Scopes, which is the hashtag that is attached to the description title
The name?
at the beginning. And I try to get on every day, but that doesn't always happen. Let's just be honest. And I have 6 kids.
Why is my
This is
face
one of
look
them.
so orange?
I think it's the light, and because you're tan, it's the light too, from outside.
Oh no, I'm doing my makeup. Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why. Anyway, we gotta go because people have lives. Thank you for playing. Have a good day. Bye! 20 to 26. Oh, ooh. That seems hot. I'm assuming it's Celsius. I can't reach it because of your arm. Ha! Win! Now we're gonna leave. Try again. What's happening?